Well, based on a new rumor, it appears Agatha Harkness has indeed cast a Dispel magic and completely disintegrated Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Let's talk about the latest rumor report and how the history of the Darkhold seems to be completely rewritten. I know one of the places many fans really enjoy the debate is surrounding Marvel Television and whether they are canon or not in the wider MCU. Now, honestly, if you dig through the various aspects of evidence, you can find evidence to support both sides. Although at this point, at least for me, it seems like the most logical answer is whatever stories Kevin Feige doesn't want to use took place on an alternate Earth. Now, to be fair, that argument can be countered by the fact that some actors like Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are reprising their roles in Daredevil Born Again. But I think the biggest clue was WandaVision when the Darkhold showed up with a new look after being a huge part of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, honestly, at that time, many people took up the position that the Darkhold's appearance in this show didn't decanonize it in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series, and that's honestly probably a true thing. But now we've got a new rumor report that seems to indicate that this version of the Darkhold was never in their possession. Now, this report comes via Daniel RPK, and not directly from Marvel Studios or anybody at Disney, so in the usual fashion, we want to take it with a grain of salt. What's being reported in Agatha, Coven of Chaos, it will be confirmed that Agatha had the Darkhold for 100 years prior to the WandaVision series. This would completely contradict the item appearing in previous Marvel series, and that's not just Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It also was a fairly large part of Season 3 of The Runaways. So obviously Marvel intends to make some pretty big changes to the history of the Darkhold, and that will impact, well, the collective history of Marvel Television. I know many Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans might find this a bit disappointing, but I wouldn't give up hope at all. Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars will likely bring together various aspects of the greater Marvel universe, and after Secret Wars is over, I'm suspecting a full reboot, and Marvel will find a way to somewhat cram all of these histories into one new world, leaving whatever you want to be canon technically true. Now, what kind of history we get with the Darkhold in the upcoming series, and what she did with it during that 100 years, well, we're gonna have to wait and see. Although Agatha does have some dark tendencies, I think many fans want to know how much Agatha interacted with the Darkhold, the influence it actually had on her, and if it drove some of her actions during WandaVision. She's one of those characters that rides the gray sometimes in the comics, and I think they're going to try to do that exact thing with Catherine Hahn's version of the character.